Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video for you. Wanted to talk about an anti-freeze spigot. So let's take a look at one in this new house. Right here you go. See how long this spigot is? This house is going to have brick on it ultimately. But this actually, the shutoff, instead of it being right in here like on an old system, the shutoff is actually way back in here, which is going to be behind the brick wall back there where it's a lot warmer. So there won't be any water in here to freeze in the winter, because again, it's shut off back here, not here. Keeps them from freezing and busting. All right, talk to you later. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video for you. Today I want to talk about house wraps and what they do. And probably the most popular one out there is tieback, and you've seen these as you're driving down the road. What is it? Well, it's really nothing more than just kind of a plastic wrap that gets put all the way around the house. There's special tape to seam it in, and it does nothing more than keep a lot of air infiltration down, keeps a lot of moisture out. And years ago they did not use that, and you had a lot more drafts in a home. So this makes a big difference to get this on here. And it's called there's a lot of different makers, but again, this one's the popular one. Talk to you later. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Wanted to talk about window wells and the drains. What's a window well? You've seen these before. This one's not backfilled yet, but look here. See this drain? What happens so often on existing homes, this gets filled up with leaves and trash and garbage, and this gets buried under here and nobody knows it's there. And then the next thing you know, a big heavy rain fills up, it's clogged, and it goes into the basement. So you got to keep those drains cleared out. Okay, talk to you next time. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Still talking about some new construction stuff. Have you ever driven a nail in the wall and you seem to hit something and keeps bending the nails? You might be up against a nail plate. See this and this? And down here, there's one right there, one over here. So they put these in front of things that they don't want you to nail through, like a drain or a vent or plumbing. So those can be in different spots, and you might end up hitting them one day. So that's usually what's back there, but better than driving a nail into an electric line. All right, talk to you on the next one. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Wanted to show you some plumbing before the slab goes in. Out here on site you can see this is going to be a ranch home with a slab on it, so no basement. And you can see they've got the plumbing in here. You got the main stack coming in and going out. This will go out to the sewer out here and connect. And then you've got some supply lines coming in, some hot and cold there. You got some vents and some toilet drains and sinks and everything. So this is all ends up encased in concrete totally. People ask, well, what if it leaks? Well, it's kind of rare, but sometimes it does leak, and you might have to dig into the slab, but again, that's pretty rare. And one thing they're going to do before they pour is they're going to cover this entire area with plastic sheet, and that plastic sheet is a vapor barrier that will keep water vapor and moisture from wicking up through here into the house and giving you a bad smell in the house, or just making a high humidity type of thing. So that's something they didn't do years ago, but is now part of code to have that in there. So, all right, we'll talk to you on the next one. Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker here with another Difference with David video. Wanted to talk to you about plumbing vents. What are they? What do they do? So here we are with a dual sink setup. Hot and cold on that side, hot and cold on that side, and then here's your drain. Comes down, this drain comes down, goes down ultimately into the sewer. But what's this thing? This goes all the way up, you follow it, goes way over here, all the way through, up, over, and if you can see, it goes through right there through the roof. That is a vent. Without a vent, you will get gurgling in your drain. You've got to have some makeup air come in and relieve pressure and allow that thing to breathe and drain. So sometimes these gets clogged up for different reasons. Leaves, birds, animals clog them up, and you got a slow drain. So it's always something to check. Talk to you on the next one. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Out here on this new construction site, and I ran across a roofing clip. I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. These roofing clips go between the 4x8 sheets of OSB board that are on the roof. If you don't put them in there, see, they create a little bit of space between each 4x8 sheet. If you don't put them in there, the sheets can swell up against one another, buckle a little bit, and then years later, you're looking at your shingled roof and you got these lines all across it and wondering why there's lines up there. And it's because somebody didn't use the clips. Saved a few bucks. All right, talk to you later. See you on the next one. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video on site here with some new construction. Wanted to show you something that comes up quite often. People see these voids in the brick, and here's what I'm talking about. This one's got a filter in it. This one does too. This is just to keep the bugs out of there. But every 3 or 4 bricks, you've got these, what we call weep holes. These weep holes are designed to allow moisture out from behind the brick. See, behind this brick is a regular studded wall, and there's about an inch of an air, what we call an air gap between the brick and the studded wall. So hopefully this will explain it a little bit more clearly. Here's your foundation, here's your studded wall behind there, and then they start to lay the brick in. And trust me, I am a better realtor than I am an artist. You get a few bricks put on here. So here is that 1-inch gap we were talking about, air gap. And they lay these brick in here. And since brick are masonry material, they hold water, they retain water, and they give off water too. So this actually goes, this is open up here above your soffit. You can't see it from the outside of the home, but this is open. So now what we've got this these weep holes down here. Now air can circulate behind there and back out, and it keeps this area here from getting moldy and dank and nasty and causing a lot of problems with the framing and so forth. So that's how weep holes work, and that's why they're so important. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. And today I wanted to talk about what actually holds your house to the foundation once it's done. People don't even think about that. They don't know if it's nailed down or glued down or just sitting there. The sheer weight of the tons of the house framing keeps it down. Well, actually, there's more to it than that, because you get a 100-mile-an-hour wind against a house and it's really can have an effect. So these are called foundation anchors, and depending on application, they're usually 8 or 10 inches long, and they've got a 90-degree on the bottom of them. You put these in as the concrete, when the concrete's still wet, it dries, there you have it, they're stuck forever. You come along, you put your cap plate, or not your cap, but your sill plate on top of this, and the sill plate is treated wood, usually a treated 2x4, and then there's a closed cell foam underneath that is just acts as a vapor barrier to keep water from getting to that sill plate. But then you frame it up from there. So this will keep your house in place in the event of heavy winds, and if they're strong enough, hurricane force or tornado, sometimes just pulls it right off of these. But this this helps you everything shy of a hurricane. See you on the next one. Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Wanted to talk about a footer drain. Footer drain can look like this. This is a slotted 4-inch plastic pipe with a sleeve on it. The sleeve is designed to keep the dirt out so it doesn't fill up with dirt. And this footer drain ends up going in against the foundation footer, which is now you can't see, but it's buried way down there. And that footer drain leads all the way around to a sump pump. And as water tries to come in or gets up against the wall, it goes down, it hits that footer drain, and it travels. They've got it set for an angle, travels all the way around wherever your sump pump crock is, which would traditionally be back here somewhere, and it fills up into that sump, and then it gets pumped out. So a footer drain is not really that complex, but needs to be put in and done right. And there is a piece of one with sock on it. See you on the next video. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker. Hey, I've been asked before, can you put brick on a house after the fact? Maybe somebody doesn't really like the wood siding, they want it to be brick. Well, everything's possible, but that's almost impossible, and here's the reason. The house has to be built for it. This is what you call a brick ledge on the foundation. It's purpose built to carry the load of brick. And what you see right here is a little membrane that goes in. So under this tieback, goes up about 18 inches. That water's going to get behind here. It's just going to happen with any kind of siding. And this controls it, comes down, and then it can come out the weep holes that'll be in the brick. So that's how that works. That's what a brick ledge looks like, and a house really needs to be built that way from the beginning. Talk to you later. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Wanted to talk to you about a footer today. We've got a ranch home, no basement going in here. The footer is what these walls are sitting on, and you can barely see it here, but right there, the edge of the footer, right there, you can see the edge of the footer, down through here. So the footer is just a big chunk of concrete. The first thing they pour, it's what is bearing all the weight of the house. And it's about 20 inches across, 8 or 10 inches thick, has rebar in it to keep it from, if it does break, to keep it from separating, which would give you a structural problem. But if you can imagine a butter knife, if you put it vertically on butter, like this wall, if you had no footer and you put that butter knife on there vertically, it'd go right through the butter, right? But if you turn that butter knife sideways, in essence the footer, it's not so easy to push it through the butter. So that's what your footer does, keeps you from sinking. So I will see you guys on the next video. Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back to you with another Difference with David video. Wanted to talk about production homes and have one right over here. There you go. See it? That's the whole house dropped off at the lot. That's what you call a production home versus a custom home. So it's not stick built 2 by 2 by on site. It's actually framed up off site on jigs, and they bring it out here and they put it here, and along with windows, doors, there's the beam for the basement. Well, actually this one doesn't have a basement. That beam is structural somewhere else, but they're going to put it over here onto this foundation and tilt it up and it'll be up in just a few days, the main structure, and then they will run the ductwork and the wiring and so forth. And it's cheaper to do this than do a custom build, because you got the economies of scale. They do the same package over and over in many cases, and there you have it. Production builders in our area would be like a Ryan, Fisher, Dries, that type of thing. So that's how a production home goes together. See you on the next one. Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Wanted to talk about egress windows. So an egress window is a window that meets a certain criteria in terms of distance off of the floor and total square inches of surface area. This is for someone to get out of a basement in case there is a fire or some other hazard like that. So to have an official bedroom in the basement, you should have egress, and one of those ways is egress windows. This one's got a fiberglass shell around it here to keep the dirt out, and it's actually got some steps you can see coming up, and so that's bigger than a typical window you might have, like over here. There's your typical basement window, but this egress window allows you room to get out and in case there's a problem, and it's got its own little drain in there that goes down to the footer as well, and that's what we call an egress window. And you can put them in after the fact, but you can tell that that's going to be expensive because all this has got to be excavated out, and you got to come in with a saw and cut this out, and there's going to be dust and dirt and everything else flying around, and it's just an expensive proposition to do later. All right, see you on the next video. Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker here with another Difference with David video. Wanted to talk about trusses today, and got a bunch of those right here. All of this framing is what we call trusses, and this is what supports the roof, and made up of this bottom stringer, which is the long one across the bottom. There's a king stud in the middle, and then you got a lot of webbing in between. So these things are made off-site on a jig, and they put them together with these things called nail plates. You see right there, they got these little barbs all over them, and they press them in there, and that holds the joints together. Then they bring them out here with a truck, special truck with a crane on it, and lift them up individually, and the guys are up on top of there on the framing, and set them 24 inches on center is the typical amount, and nail them in, and there you go, you got them. Oftentimes referred to as rafters, but that's not the same. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker. Wanted to talk to you today about a direct vent fireplace. This is a house under construction in Belisara. I've got the buyers for this. We're about halfway through construction, but take a look at the fireplace. This is what we call a direct vent fireplace. People refer to them as zero clearance, is another name, prefab. But see this vent right here in the back? There's a vent on the outside of the house. You don't have a chimney, an old school chimney that costs a lot of money and have a lot of maintenance and so forth. This fireplace is taking combustion air from outside the house rather than in, so it's more efficient, and it's exhausting right out that vent as well. So a lot more efficient on the house. An old masonry brick made up fireplace is going to spend a lot of energy. Is going to go right up the flue. You've heard that before, and that's the truth. So this kind of solves that problem. So tune in next time. We'll have another little tip for you on something else about a new house. Talk to you later. Hello, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video for you. Wanted to talk about Uponor. Have you ever heard of that? Take a look. This is PEX. Looking at it upside down here, but PEX Plumbing, Uponor. This is the latest, greatest stuff. See the joint here? Instead of the old school solder and catch the place on fire and have a bunch of leaks afterwards and so forth, this little fitting here, there's a tool that expands that. You've got about 15 seconds to shove this piece in there. It got a memory to it, goes back, tightens up, good as can be. That's the latest stuff. You're seeing it everywhere. It's easy to run. You can go around bends. You don't have to do a bunch of solder joints and so forth. just nice and flexible, and you can tell which one's hot and which one's cold. All right, talk to you on the next video. Hi, David Campbell with Coldwell Banker, back with another Difference with David video. Have you ever heard the term base flashing or brick flashing? I'm going to show you what that is. Have you ever seen this plastic at the bottom of your brick, right on top of the foundation around the home? Sometimes it goes in and out, like here, it's in, it's covered up, there it's back out. That is what we call base flashing. And I'll draw a little picture here to show you how that is installed. Base flashing is a barrier, vinyl barrier, that is about 16 inches wide, and it starts up on the studded wall here. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen what a brick ledge is. We explained that. So this vinyl barrier starts here, goes down along the brick ledge and pokes out a little bit over. Code says it has to come out beyond the masonry. Then this is your 2x4 studded wall here. Bricks start, your first course of bricks starts right there, straight on top of the plastic, and goes up from there. And again, on another video, you saw the tieback or the house wrap, that it covers the 2x4 wall. And that will actually go over top of this base flashing. So when condensation or water develops back here, which it will, because remember, bricks are masonry, and masonry product which can hold water and moisture. And so you'll end up with condensation back here, and it will run or drip down across your house wrap onto your base flashing and out your weep holes. So that is what that little black line is you saw earlier in the video. That is the edge of your base flashing, because again, code says it has to go beyond the masonry. So a detailed builder will come along and cut that off right there, or they will burn it back with a propane torch so it's flush with the brick, and you can't see it unless you're actually really looking for it. So that's what the base flashing does. It keeps water from accumulating down here and rotting out your sill plate, damaging your wall. All right, glad you could join me. We'll see you on the next one.